Recorded Books and RB Digital present 5 Unicorn Flush by T.J. Berry. Narrated by Jonathan Todd Ross. Chapter 1. Well, Actually. Jenny Parada sat in the cockpit of the FTL Stagecoach Mary, watching the stars fail to move. She didn't need to be up here. The ship basically ran herself. But this was one of the only rooms where you could get a good view of the universe. Reason ship designers never wanted their passengers to see the vast expanse of space. It had a tendency to give people perspective and empathy, and those were two things that no one needed in the Reason. After getting a taste of faster-than-light travel, being in a sublight ship made Jenny antsy. Her life had become one endless and boring night, punctuated by occasional moments of abject terror when pirates crossed her path. And she'd failed to account for the effects of chronic pain. The healing unicorn blood she'd been given a few weeks ago was just enough to reawaken her nerves, but not repair them. She was still unable to move her legs, but now they buzzed and jolted like a live wire dancing in the street. On the worst days, bolts of pain shot down her legs, and her lower back seized up completely. She'd tried heat, cold, exercise, massage, even alcohol, but nothing worked consistently except painkillers, and those were in short supply out here in open space. The Pioneer Deluxe Interplanetary Settlers package she'd picked up in Fort Jaisalmer contained enough supplies for a small group of explorers, but she'd quickly blown through all the painkillers in the medical kit. Most days, she curled up in the captain's chair, swaddled in a blanket, staring blearily at the stars until she dropped asleep from exhaustion. "You're dehydrated again," said the ship's AI. When Jenny didn't answer, the ship tried again. "You should drink some water, Captain." "What are you on about now, Mary?" mumbled Jenny. "You need to hydrate," said Mary. "I'll get up later," replied Jenny. She'd found a position in which the stabbing nerve pain had subsided to a low jangle. She wasn't going to move again unless she absolutely had to, even if it meant muting Mary's nagging voice for a while. She used to have such pleasant company on these trips. Her wife, Kayla, always stood by her chair, a cascade of lush dryad leaves falling over both of them, as they looked out at the stars and wondered which ones might be good for putting down roots, both real and metaphorical. But Kayla was gone, whisked off to some gorgeous human-free utopia with the rest of the magical Bala 6 weeks ago. On the one hand, she was safe from the authoritarian Reason regime, who were stripping her down for magical parts. But on the other hand, Jenny's chest ached from missing her wife. The all-powerful Pimmy had moved the Bala to keep them safe from human exploitation. Not even Jenny, who had been in the room when the Bala had decided their fate, knew where they'd gone. Kayla might be on the next planet, or 2 systems away, or on the other side of the universe. There was no guessing what the omnipotent, omniscient Pimmy did with them. Which meant that the search for Kayla couldn't even start in earnest until Jenny found some unicorn horn to power her faster-than-light engines. Without FTL, she might fly for decades in one direction and never even find a single habitable planet. She didn't even know which direction to look in. That was no way to find your wife. The plan, and whether good or bad, Jenny Parada always had a plan, was to find a piece of unicorn horn on one of the ships trawling around out here in open space. The bug-eyed Pimmy had said that she was a necromancer, which was a human who had the ability to use Bala magic. But that didn't seem right. Necromancers were wizardy types who could cast bolts of purple lightning strong enough to tear a ship in half.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?